start with the Monday Night Football game between the Eagles and the Packers. Probably one of the ugliest games of the year, if not the ugliest game of the year. I mean, it's right up there with the Raiders and Broncos on Thursday night.
I'd almost say worse.
Well, let's talk about it. It's a 10-7 ball game. Eagles are victorious. They climb to 7-2. The Packers 5-3-1, choking away the division lead to the Detroit Lions, who the Eagles face this week. Jalen Hurts 15 of 26, 183 and a touchdown. Saquon Barkley 22 carries for 60 yards. Devontae Smith for 69-1. Very nice. Jordan Love 20 of 36, 176. Josh Jacobs 21 carries, 74 yards and a touchdown. Christian Watson, your leading receiver there. Yeah, obviously just not a pretty game by any means of the word. Jordan Love had a couple of weird fumbles. He had a couple of weird um,
Bad decision making in
bad
general.
decisions, right? Just not really utilizing the field. The play calls were just as bad. And the Eagles do just enough to scrape away with a win in Lambeau. Where do you want to start?
I'm neither impressed with either one of these teams, to be quite honest. The big thing that we talk about for the Packers, I mean, these offensive weapons are just not good. For instance, David Njoku was available on to get a trade. You knew you lost Kraft for the year. Why didn't you go get him? Why didn't you go get more weapons for Jordan Love? He's clearly the type of quarterback that won't elevate the talent around him. Like, I'm just not the biggest fan of him. Josh Jacobs is kind of ho-humming around. He's a little bit regressed this season. He's not that elite level playmaker that he was last year. I mean, thus he did have the only touchdown, the only points for the Packers this game. And yet again, Packers kind of like secondary is still ass as per usual. Like it's and the one time that the Eagles want to throw the ball, which are mind you, both these teams, you would have never thought that both these teams were division leaders or one of them was only two losses. Both these teams felt like a 5-4 win team watching this game. And that's kind of like where I say they're like worse than the Raiders and Broncos in that the Raiders do suck. Where these two teams are like supposedly playoff contenders and Super Bowl contender. And offensively for the Philadelphia Eagles, have you all just not watched Dan Orlovsky like say that your team is unbelievably predictable? Like, come on now. Like it's and also don't trade AJ Brown, but yet don't ever use him. Like I do not know what y'all doing here offensively for the Eagles. It's you have all these weapons, but don't know how to use them, which is like
Yeah,
the opposite problem for the Packers.
no weapons, can't use them.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just obviously our Packers stocks have tanked pretty hard um, in recent weeks. They've gone from being on the sticky note, winning the division, to now obviously they choked it away to the Lions this week, and
They lost to
we're
the
we're
Panthers as well
wondering if they're
too.
even better than the Bears.
Mhm. Seriously.
Eagles still have their division kind of on under wraps there, 7-2. Cowboys have a really bad defense to this point. We'll see how the trades impact that. I'm not thinking much. The Commanders, bad year.
Mhm.
All the aging pieces they signed in that free agency are now going to be done for. Jaden Daniels hurt, obviously. No run game to be found of, just kind of a slump. And the Giants, kind of similar to the Commanders, kind of just hurt, beat up, old in some spots. Um, and yeah, so this game is much more consequential to the Packers than it is the Eagles.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh yeah.
Obviously, your long term outlook is more impacted for the Packers for sure. Like, where do you think they go now?
The thing I want to like I don't know, like you clearly need weapons for Jordan Love. It's quite obvious that you do. There's no number 1 receiver on this team at all. Golden has yet to show me any sort of rookie flashes of him being what's different between him and Wicks and Watson and Dobbs. Seriously, there's nothing. You're all just kind of mediocre at best. And like Kraft being your number 1 weapon, like, he cannot be that big of a loss, tight end wise, you know what I mean? You shouldn't be able to lose a tight end, all of a sudden your offense just stinks. That doesn't make any sense unless you're the Raiders with Bowers at this point. So, like, you clearly need to get Love some weapons. That's the number one priority this offseason, and that secondary.
As for the Eagles, I mean, this was obviously an ugly game. They've kind of had this trend the last couple of weeks, months, winning ugly. Um, what's kind of your long term outlook for them after this?
Find a offensive coordinator. Like that's literally just it. Just find an offensive coordinator and you fix all this. And other thing too, I fully believe the tush push is banned next
Yes.
season. This
Yeah.
game fully showed how cheating, literally cheating this is. How many times was it clearly false started or offsides by the offense and blatantly didn't call it? And I was just like, you got to be kidding me.
The only way this was going to change is if people on social media were bitching about it. And I think enough people on social media are bitching about it. They don't like the reputation they're getting for this. It's going to be axed. Like it's there.
It's
You can't.
100% one, it's not, I mean, by the definition, is it a play that happens within football? Yes, it's a football play. But, like,
It's a
here's the
rugby
thing.
file.
It's the most annoying part about all this is the fact that the rule is in place and you enforce it defensively, but you don't enforce it offensively. That makes no sense. And then I get it what they're saying. Well, you can do things in slow motion because then you would see it's false start every play. Okay. Well, guess what? What if you were able to do that? Like, why do you even have slow mo replay if you do not utilize, like, you cherry pick when you cannot use slow mo replay, right? Like when somebody has possession of the ball, whether or not it's a football move, whether or not a fumble or interception or toe tapping like occurs, or when they stepped out of bounds, those are all used for slow motion. So why in the world are you not using false starts? We're like, well, it'd be every play. But I have seen no issue with that because that means you're clearly cheating. Not cheating, but you're kind of using it to an advantage of the game. Because it's like, I mean, remember the Chiefs doing it last year. Remember the whole like offensive line jumping so early so
Mhm.
that way, like, remember that? Like, it was clear as day that it's like it's a literal false start. Like, what are you doing? And then now this whole leverage play. As for people who may not know about, like, me talking about this literally happened in this year, the leverage play is pretty much a defensive rule where if you create leverage in order to gain a competitive advantage, it's deemed illegal. Big way that this kind of was shown already was the Broncos losing to the Colts. The Broncos did a leverage play, blocked the field goal on the last play of the game this season. I think it was week 2.
Mhm.
Blown off, flag on the play. Colts get a first down or a re-kick. I forget. Like, you got the yardage, and then they got the kick closer. Game over. And it's because you're protecting the long snapper. That's the whole leverage thing. Okay, well,
Now it's the
that
opposite
rule,
end of it where you are.
literally same rule,
Yeah.
right? You're creating leverage in order to create a competitive disadvantage offensively. And on top of it, it's a false start. Like, and I don't care what Nick Sirianni is going to say. I do not care what the Eagles, I don't care what Lane Johnson, I don't care what any of those scrubs say. At the end of the day, if you're complaining about rules offensively and defensively, guess what? This is going to just happen to you. You're literally cheating the game at this point by the letter of the law, which is ironically a rule that has been in place. I don't know how long the leverage rule has been in place, but the fact that we've allowed it to happen because they didn't win a Super Bowl, right? And then we kind of let them win the Super Bowl. What I mean by that, as in the public, is the fact that we wanted the Chiefs to lose for so long, and the fact that the Chiefs got like rolled that hard, we were all
I
kind of
was pulling
happy
for the
about it.
Chiefs that year, but I kinda just wanted to make people in my own fan base mad for my own petty reasons, but
Yeah, I mean, like, everybody wanted they wanted Taylor Swift to be ruined, and the fact that it was like the Chiefs were the
people
most
people got
hateable.
people got Chiefs fatigue. Yeah.
Yes, and now we are tush push fatigue because Eagles are one of the most insufferable fan bases of all time.
Well, they always were.
Yes, exactly. Mind you, people, these are the people who decided to punch horses after winning a Super Bowl.
I think that was the
So,
only time since 2001 that the general public was on the side of the Patriots.
mhm, exactly. And that's what all I gotta say about this clear violation of NFL rules that has literally been made.